Vampirina is hosting her first sleepover. But her friend Bridget doesn't know she's a vampire. Will V's slumber party turn into a fright fest? To find out, read along with me in your book. You'll know it's time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Let's begin now. One summer day, Vampirina and her friends were making chalk drawings on the sidewalk. Poppy looked at V's drawing.
You're such a good artist. Your vulture is way better than my bunny in a tutu.
V smiled.
Thanks, Poppy. I had a great art teacher back in Transylvania.
Bridget looked up from her drawing and stared at V, puzzled. V hadn't told Bridget she was a vampire yet. But Poppy thought it was time she did.
You gotta let her know who the real you is.
Bridget pointed to the roof of Vampirina's house.
V? What are those creepy statues hanging off your roof?
Edgar grabbed his smartphone.
Creepy? Cool! Where?
Those are ghost goils. Gargoyles.
Bridget asked V how she could sleep at night with those scary things around. V shrugged.
I don't. What I meant is, I like staying up late.
That gave Poppy an idea.
We should totally have a sleepover at your house.
Vampirina was confused.
What would we sleep over? Like a coffin full of spiders?
Bridget shuddered.
I don't like spiders.
Edgar liked the idea of a sleepover, but Poppy shook her head.
Sorry, Edgar. It's a girls' only sleepover.
That night, V prepared for Poppy and Bridget to come over. V's ghost friend Demi was excited.
Is it true? Are we having a sleepover? Can we play dress up and have a pillow party?
But V had bad news for Demi and Gregoria.
Well, I'm having a sleepover, but you are going to stay hidden.
She didn't want anything to go wrong. Suddenly, the doorbell shrieked. V ran to the door and threw it open.
Hi, guys. Welcome to my home.
Behind her, a huge shadow appeared on the wall, startling Bridget.
What is that creature?
But then V's little dog Wolfie came into view.
He's so cute.
Just then, another girl walked in.
Yoo-hoo! Hope I'm not late.
It was obvious the girl was really Edgar, but Poppy played along.
Oh, yeah. Don't I recognize you from ballet class?
Edgar straightened his wig.
Why, yes you do.
Edgar tried doing a pirouette, but lost his balance, sending his wig flying across the room.
Whoa!
Poppy shook her head.
I told you, this was an all-girls sleepover.
Edgar shrugged.
That's okay. I can still work on my web show. Tonight's a full moon, so I'm gonna go look for werewolves. I'm out.
V's eyes got wide.
Tonight is a full moon?
V hurried into the kitchen to talk to her mom and dad. She wanted her slumber party to be fun.
There's nothing funny about Wolfie during a full moon.
Boris promised to keep Wolfie locked in his crate. And Oksana suggested V keep her friends in her room, with the door closed, just to be safe. Once the morning sun hit Wolfie, everything would be fine. V took Poppy and Bridget up to her room to play games, but her guests soon got bored. Bridget had had enough rounds of Go Fish.
I can't do it. I've gone fishing till I can't go fishing no more.
Poppy agreed.
Oh, I know. How about a game of hide and seek?
Bridget jumped up and headed for the door.
Not it!
But V had never even heard of hide-and-seek before.
Wait, how do you play? Why are you running away? What's it?
Poppy followed Bridget out of the room, then popped her head back in.
Sorry, V. Looks like you are. No, come back. This is not a good idea.
Meanwhile, Edgar was out in the yard recording his web show.
Good evening, loyal viewers, and welcome to another webisode of Weekly Weirdness. I'm out beneath the full moon in search of the elusive werewolf.
Suddenly, something brushed up against him.
Ah! Who's that? Ooh, just Miss Cuddlecakes.
But when Edgar shone his flashlight on the ground, he saw some extremely large footprints he was pretty sure Ms. Cuddlecakes did not make. V hurried to find her mom to tell her about Bridget and Poppy.
They were off to play hide and seek, which I guess is fine as long as Wolfie's locked in his crate.
Just then, Demi came through the wall.
Wolfie threw through his crate and we can't find him!
Now V was officially worried.
I have a feeling hide and seek is about to turn into hide and shriek.
V and her mom split up to search for the girls. It didn't take long for Oksana to find Bridget hiding in the hall closet. Penelope, the family's carnivorous plant, was in there too. But the only thing Bridget noticed was...
Spider!
V spotted Bridget running down the hall past her parents' room. Boris had already gone to bed, but this was an emergency.
Papa, Wolfie got out.
Boris jumped out of his coffin and headed for the door. They had to find Wolfie. V was about to follow him when she noticed her dad's sun lamp.
I've got an idea.
Outside in the yard, Edgar had found more evidence of a werewolf.
Clumps of werewolf hair? Whoa! Is this werewolf drool? I better take a sample.
Suddenly, Edgar heard a frightening sound. He slowly turned around to find himself face to face with a huge werewolf.
Ah! I'm out!
As Bridget ran down to the basement to get away from the spider, Edgar ran up right behind her.
Help! It's a huge, hideous, hairy monster! It ate my smartphone!
Hearing the commotion, Poppy peeked out from her hiding place behind a box. At that moment, the kids spotted the shadow of a gigantic, hairy creature. But it was just Wolfie. And luckily, he was back to his normal self. V laughed.
Wolfie can be a bit of a monster, but I'd hardly call him huge and hideous.
V looked back to see her parents.
A little daylight with Papa's sun lamp did the trick.
Oksana was proud of V, but she was worried about Bridget. The poor girl had seen a lot of strange things she probably didn't understand. V could see how scared Bridget was too. Poppy pulled V aside.
Vampirina, it's time to tell her.
Tell me what?
V didn't want Edgar to hear what she was about to say and then repeat it on his web show. So her parents took him outside to look for his missing phone. V turned to Bridget.
Look, there's no easy way to say this, but I'm a vampire.
V was relieved that her secret was out. But Bridget just started laughing.
Sorry, I thought you said you were a vampire.
I did. I am. Oh, I might as well show you.
Vampirina turned into a bat. Bridget froze.
I'm too scared to scream.
V flew around the room.
I know it's different.
Poppy tried to calm Bridget down.
The thing is, it's still just V.
Then V turned back into herself.
Yeah, it's just me.
Poppy put her arm around V.
And she's our friend.
It's true. You are. Even if you're a vampire. I'll get used to it. I promise.
V called for Demi and Gregoria to come out of hiding. When Bridget saw the ghost and gargoyle, she looked like she was about to scream. But instead, she smiled.
They're kinda cute.
Demi was delighted.
Well, I don't know about Gregoria, but I sure am.
V turned to Poppy and Bridget.
So, you still want to sleep over?
Poppy did, and Bridget did too. Outside, Boris helped Edgar get his big story for the web show. While Edgar pointed his camera at the moon, Boris tossed a flying disc into the air. Excited, Edgar ran home to post his weekly weirdness exclusive. Proof that alien spaceships really do exist. As the girls settled down for the night, Poppy congratulated V.
Your sleepover was a total success. I guess I didn't need to be so worried about Bridget accepting me for who I am.
Poppy snuggled down into her sleeping bag.
Everyone's different in some way, Vampirina. Thanks, Poppy.
Soon, Poppy and Bridget were fast asleep. But not Vampirina.
I still can't get used to this whole sleeping at night thing.
Just then, Wolfie bounded in, carrying the sun lamp. Vampirina turned it on, yawned, and closed her eyes.
Good idea, Wolfie. Good night.